That was a gasp moment. That seriously was like,
Okay, you did that. I
oh,
did. Man, what you mean he only got days to
yeah,
live?
I was shocked.
Who's
Yeah.
monitoring this tumor?
No one apparently until Kayla looks at it. I think I took it as she couldn't, like, she's giving the worst case scenario because she could. At first, she was like, "Oh, there's no way to tell." Then all of a sudden, it was like days. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I'm thinking the time that it's growing. I mean, the rapid growth of it. That's where that's coming from.
right.
It's like if it's going to continue to grow at the pace that it's growing.
You ain't gonna be around much
Sorry.
longer. But then, John is on the case, and Marlene is on the case of
Yes.
trying to find Ralph's notes.
Yes.
For this serum and stuff, and what?
No, I was just gonna say I love Eve's civilized attempt with Xander. May I please have the diary
I know.
back?
I was like, what are you expecting him to do? Do you
Thank
really
you.
expect him?
Appreciate it. You're awesome.
I liked it, but I was like, does she really expect him to just be like, "Okay,
I know.
there you go."
That was awesome.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's what she was hoping, only for the sake of Will, not for her to get Jack to get his memory back. She obviously doesn't want that, but she's now thinking of, someone's child, someone's grandchild, and she again understands that loss, and I think she doesn't want anyone else to go through that.
I kind of think though it's 50-50. It's 50% she doesn't want to see Will die, but it's also 50% of she doesn't want to lose Jack.
I took it like Tony did.
Yeah.
That she
More
kind
Will?
of turned off the selfishness for an actual minute because she remembered what it was like to lose her child and that Paige wasn't that much younger. The age difference wasn't that big between Will and Paige. So she understands, she empathizes for once. And I think she is actually trying to like do this almost like as a memory to Paige.
Yeah, well, it was a
I
good
think
point, though. When Xander brought that up, it's like, you just don't want to lose Jack. I thought, oh, I didn't think about that.
I mean, I get that point. But
Maybe it's in the back of her brain, but
I get
not
that.
what's driving her.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
That's not what's driving
okay.
her. Exactly.
Yeah. I thought it was a funny moment when Marlene and John were watching the footage of who was in Seth Burns' office. He's like, okay, so we're going to start here. All right, we're going to take it 3 minutes after. All right, now we're going to take it 2 minutes after. And now we're just going to wait for that person to turn around to the camera. Eve Donovan. I was like...
That took them no time at all, by the way. How many, like, what time frame of footage were they looking at? I was like, they really found it.
It was back from January 20th. They were very specific in letting us know it was January 20th. I almost want someone to go back and look to see if that's the air date of the episode.
Yeah.
That Eve got the diary.
Yeah.
So did they just pick that date See, that's what I was confused about. How did they know how far back to go, or...
I don't think they did. Oh, you mean for them?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's
but good job, John and Marlena.
Yes.
Like, regardless.
They were on the case.
They were on it, and they found it.
Yeah, so there's that. Hope they find the diary, because, they're going to...
And Rex was no help. Rex that apparently studied with Ralph.
Yes,
Rolf,
although he doesn't. If you guys remember, he was going through his notes, and it was like there must be something here, and they did a shot on the face mask thing, which is what Kristen is doing with Nicole.
Right.
Nicole.
Oh, yes.
So I was like, he researched that and doesn't realize that he has a key thing to something else completely different.
Yes.
Huh, okay.
And that was such a quick moment when they showed the sketches of the face mask.
And I was like,
ooh. Yeah. It's like, it's right there. Can't you hear us yelling? It's right there.
Or if I were Jasmine Masters and you'll only get that reference if you're a Drag Race fan. All right, so speaking of Nicole, we have Kristen, Xander, Eric, Sarah, Rex, Nicole, Brady. Well, a light bulb went off with Eric because everyone's now suspicious because Victor has let everyone know that he saw Xander leaving Nicole's hotel room.
yeah.
And something doesn't seem right. So then now Eric's wheels are turning.
But he's got it
oh,
completely
I'm
turned
sorry.
around.
It wasn't that. My bad. It was Rex telling them that they found Xander with Holly's file. And now they're wondering, why was Xander having the file? And, and now he's kind of thinking like, oh, well, was he trying to trick Nicole into thinking that there's a possibility that Holly is alive in order to get... And so him and Sarah are trying to be slippery loose, and Rex is just back there like...
And Sarah, it was interesting because Sarah said, so do you think that you don't believe that Holly's still alive, do you? And
Yeah.
Sarah's like, no, I don't believe that, but I do believe. I'm like, oh, but she is. So, yeah.
So there was...
We also got a somewhat confirmation that Nicole may actually be dead.
Yes. Because...
Somewhat confirmation?
Kristen actually said that in conversation
Kristen actually
with Xander.
she said, oh, and Nicole just happened to conveniently be dead.
Yes.
But, there's always that, is she going to pop up again?
Soap opera moment.
Yeah.
We've been told that she's actually dead, but is she actually dead?
I like that Kristen had this moment to kind of explain her plan. She said she's made some modifications to her body. And I don't know about y'all, but like, my face suddenly went, what do you mean you make some modifications?
Because they were talking
what you do to your body?
Well, because they were talking about, when isn't Brady gonna know?
No.
And I thought maybe she'd like a rejuvenation thing.
That's what I thought.
That's where I took that. But then she said like having my tattoo removed.
You two are
I was like,
hysterical.
No,
but that's what that was the conversation.
Well, in that context, it's like, okay, well, if you're, Brady has been with Nicole and you, isn't he gonna know? And then she was like, I've made some modifications. And I went...
Yes.
No, the first thing I thought of was the tattoo.
I
didn't think of the other modifications.
Believe me,
I did not think of modifications.
I did not think of that tattoo. I went straight to that thinking like...
And
I don't know how that would work, but it's...
Because it's like, you ain't know Nicole like that.
Right.
And... Nicole gone. So how would you know how to modify that too? You know what I mean?
But the thing is, Kristen shouldn't be worried about that because Brady is John Black's daughter, and John Black didn't know that he was sleeping with Susan and
John Black's
Kristen.
son.
Brady. Oh, but we're talking about Eric. No, we're talking about Brady.
We're talking about Brady.
Yeah, it's John Black's son.
She was with both Nicole and Kristen.
Right.
So... Yeah, so Kristen has nothing to worry about because Brady is John Black's son. John Black didn't know a couple weeks ago when she first got back.
Well, she doesn't want to...
Pre-modifications.
He would be able to tell the difference.
Oh, wait.
Perhaps.
Duh, because Eric also slept with Kristen.
But he didn't really
but he wasn't
it.
cognizant of it. He was
he
was in loop-de-land.
Maybe this muscle memory.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow.
I mean,
there are no words for that.
Where's the lie?
There's no words for that.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But my question is so it looks like there's going to be another confrontation between Eric and Brady as Brady's busting down the door and Eric and Nicole are screaming, and then she falls to the floor, shattered glass, and now she's cut. Do you think there's going to be any other...
You think it's going to be Mrs. Doubtfire? Where
she's going to come up and like,
yeah. Well, that's but she did roll over. It looked like the mask was fine.
It was fine.
But when she landed, like this, like that,
style.
like down, face down.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to roll over, and there was going to be a chunk like missing or something.
Something was going to happen.
But then I was like, she's bleeding. So there's going to be some with that blood.
There's going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's going to be some with that blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Oh, and I love the monologues that Kristen was having with the mask. It was very Hamlet, like very Shakespearean.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I like the explanation of like, well, I had to find someone who was like my same height and body type, and I was like,
oh, and that's when she made the comment about and Nicole just happened to be dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Haywood Wong wants to know what you're drinking, Tony.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's just full on Tony.
That's just me.
Yes.
That's just me.
Scary.
All right. Before we get into our tidbits, looks like we got a bit of news.
Yes, we just wanted to say thank you for.
Well, not that. Not that kind of news, Ryan.
Another church announcement.
Just a church announcement.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to say thank you for making us, AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we need your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Hopefully you can hear me say that. If you're listening on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and make a comment. But no matter where you are or how you're listening, leave us a comment so you can get involved with the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in doing what we love. Don't forget to tell all your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
That announcement brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes.
All right, so now we move on to some tidbits. We got Sierra, Ben, Eve, and Claire. Ben wants to get put under hypnosis.
I want to be hypnotized by Dr. Marlena Evans.
Apparently,
I love it.
It only takes 2 seconds.
I know. Have you ever been hypnotized before?
No, I don't think I can be.
No.
You have to be a certain. You can be hypnotized.
Yeah.
Aww.
No, I've done it before.
Yeah. We know.
Was it recorded?
I'm all hippie chic. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
They can't make you do anything you don't want to do.
The more you know.
But I found it interesting that she hypnotized him once about what he saw and then said, "What do you hear?"
Right.
So now there's this jingle that he's hearing, which I'm assuming is Claire's phone.
Exactly, because they
confirmed that,
yeah.
didn't they? They confirmed that at the end of Friday's show.
Yeah.
Or Thursday's show. Whatever day that was, at the very end,
I'm be honest, Thursday's show was a blur for me because I was watching it late at night, and I think at some point I did one of these. And then I woke up and it was over, but I knew I was in the last a little bit, but I was like, I'll just watch Friday and they'll tell me what happened.
They had a moment where Ben was going over everything during the session.
I saw that.
And the music was playing that sound that he was hearing, and then it cut to Claire's phone ringing. And Claire picking up the phone and talking. It's like, there it is.
That's going to be
it.
Yeah. That's how he's going to figure out.
So she hasn't changed her phone ring in a year?
I mean, have you?
Mine. I don't even
now
have a
I'm going
to.
to. If it's going to
Why, so you can hide all the crimes? You're committing a lot of crimes, Tamala.
I'm going to change my phone ring.
Am I going to see you on the news? I'll be like, on that surveillance video, I'm like, hey, I know her.
It sounds like we are. Tamala, I'm a little nervous around you.
Join a circus, just like Jack and Jennifer.
Join a circus or get a wig like Pastimes at Ridgemont High.
Oh, gosh. And then we already talked about Claire and Sierra having that moment with each other. And Eve is on this kick of taking down Ben, but it's show of hands, who feels like Ben has paid for what he's done as the necktie killer?
I have to do a half one.
But I cannot fault Eve for feeling the way she feels.
I
cannot fault her for now having the power to do something.
Using the power that she has to...
Framing him, I don't believe in. If she can truly find evidence to bring Ben in, then great.
That was another scene this week that I really enjoyed. Jack comes in and kind of figures out that she's going to frame him, or has the inkling in his brain, and he kind of has this attack of conscience, she doesn't want her to do that, but then at the very end he kind of is like, do what you need to do.
Burn him.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah. So I don't buy that. I don't buy her framing Ben.
I don't want her to. I think this is making the reason I'm enjoying it is because it's making for good drama, and we're now moved off of we're moving away from the immigration BS. Yeah. It's still there, but it's not.
Well, I think
he's focused on something else. Yeah,
exactly. It's like they're on the run.
Yeah.
She may or may not still be a citizen. We don't know. And where her sister? Where her mom? Where'd she go?
I know. And then
where's she at?
Off. Yeah.
Is she gone?
She had a gun and she left. That was the last we saw her.
She checked herself in the Bayview.
Hanging out with Jordan.
Hope and Ted. Okay, so I had this thought while watching them. I feel like Hope was like, I'm going to give in and give this a try. But what I'm upset about is that, once again, they've linked her with a guy that's not good. that has. So I feel like this puts the character of Hope in this thing where like she can't trust people, and now the good guy is going to come along and she's not going to trust them because now since Bo they've put her with two bad guys. I'm still team Aiden.
Me too.
I don't care what anyone says, I am still team Aiden. I know, and then everyone's going to be like, but Bo is the love of her life.
No.
If Bo's gone, so that option is not there. However, if there's an alternative, Aiden would be the guy.
Absolutely.
Aiden's in it. Don't any writers out there, don't name a character Aiden because they don't get nothing. Aiden didn't get anything in Sex and the City. This Aiden on Days of Our Lives didn't get nothing. If you know any other Aidens, let me know that didn't get nothing.
Very true. You make a good point.
I'm just
saying.
And
it was kind of annoying when they were having dinner and she asked Ted, well, you have changed your ways, haven't you?
He's like, oh, yes.
He said, oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes,
well,
I have. It's like, are you that close? Come on, I know.
Were we clued in on how Ted, I'm trying to remember, were we clued in on how Ted was involved with the whole Holly kidnapping thing in Xander?
I think he helped set it up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was the one that he was able to get the fake confession from the guy that they arrested, the cartel.
Got it, okay.
Then say that he's the only person that could go do this, which then set in motion of Rafe being suspicious, which set in motion Ted going to the room to find Holly, but Rafe followed, but then Rafe went after the kidnappers, leading them to go off the road.
But Ted didn't have any idea about the switching of the bodies, the car crash. He knew that Holly was going to get kidnapped. But he didn't know that that's what how Xander was going to do it. Because he was surprised, right?
He was like, where'd you get the bodies from? And he's like, just from the morgue.
What's happening? Like, she's all right, isn't she? She's not really dead, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, so it just seems like he was the catalyst of setting it in motion to make sure that it happened.
So to answer Hope's question, no, he has not changed his ways. He's still mischievous. And
well, we know that.
We know that. She doesn't know that.
She don't know that.
Nope.
But we know that.
And then there was Will's confrontation.
And that came out of nowhere.
Right.
That was awesome.
He was sitting over there with Kate, minding his little business, and then all of a sudden, Hope. Are you on a date with this guy?
The tumor moved.
I would have looked, if I were Hope, I would have looked at him and said, if you don't go sat back down with your grandmama, this is grown folk business. You don't need to be concerned on what I'm doing. Yeah, because
she knows it's a tumor talking.
As you know, he was going off, it's that concerned face of I know, baby. I know, baby. I know. Just let it out. I understand. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. But Ted was like, hey, you have no way of talking to Hope like that.
That's a much better impersonation. You've been working on your French accent.
That's how I feel like that's how he sounds. He. Wait, okay.
That was spot on.
No.
Hey, you have no right. Wait, hey, you have no right to speak to Hope in that manner.
In that manner.
I think that was pretty good.
We had it in take one.
I think that was pretty good, though. I think that was pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I would have been for Hope and Ted, but Ted is a bad guy. Now I'm just in here like
Hope just needs to be alone.
Yeah, I think Hope needs to be an independent woman.
Yes, thank you.
Focus on her career, whatever it may be now.
You know what? Let's do a triangle. Let's have Hope, Ben, and Sierra. Why not?
I mean,
Hope and Jack. Why not? Stop it. Okay, we're gonna move on to Maggie, Brady, Christiane, Sonny, and Kate.
Yes. I'm sorry, I took Kristen out of that one.
Oh,
my bad.
Drunk Maggie.
I love Drunk Maggie.
When she told Brady, "You need to back off," wow, that was great. I've never heard her speak like that to anyone.
I'm really sorry, but Drunk Maggie is giving me life. First of all, she lied to Sonny about that bottle.
Can you believe
that? She was just like, I was in here, and I found the bottle underneath Brady's bed.
And it can't be surprising because he slipped in the past.
Yeah.
Girl.
And then she got so drunk. She said, "You know what? I'm not done with Kate. Driver,
Yes, driver.
let's go to the Salem Inn." And she banged on that door, and she was almost like, "Hussy, I got a bone to pick with
and
you."
And the wrong hussy opened the door.
No. Well, no. With Kate, it was the right hussy. But then
yes.
But then Kate calmly put her in her place, and she was just like her face was just kind of, well, I've never. But it was just kind of like, oh, well, fine. I'll go to Nicole's. And then she went to Nicole, and stupid Kristen.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone's knocking on the door, the least you're going to do is, you got to look in the peephole. You got to look in.
Exactly.
And then she opens the door, and Maggie's like, and then she closes the door. She didn't say anything.
Did you figure out how she was going to cover? Like, when that happened, I thought, oh my God.
Just slam the door.
Well, I didn't know.
Are they going to chalk it up to Maggie just being drunk so nobody will believe her kind of thing?
I honestly thought that's what they were going to do. Yeah. And then she opened the door again as Nicole.
Nicole.
Nicole. And I was like, oh,
wow.
Girl. But then the best line was afterwards she was like, come visit Maggie. And she's just, and doesn't know what and she's like, go home and sleep it off, you lush.
You lush.
I was like, ooh, this Nicole is horrible. But I like that also that Brady kind of went along with it, and he's trying to comfort Maggie, and I like that he was like, this is the last time I'm putting you in the bed like this. And I'm like, Brady, get on it.
And I'm glad they didn't drag it out. I'm glad that they confronted one another right away, and him telling her, look, you're starting to lie. You're lying about me. You're lying to me. This is...
It's making her accountability. Accountability.
He's going to have to handcuff her to him and take her to a meeting.
It's great to see everyone in different roles. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's good. All right. Well, that was our week of days, and now it's time for our wonderful segments, and we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap. All right, listen. There's a moment when you have somebody going off on someone else, and you just have to co-sign with what they're doing. And that is what Kate did with Will. So when Will was going off on Hope and being like, yeah, what's going on? Why are you with this guy? This guy blackmailed me, and you shouldn't be with him, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Once Kate came over and calmed Will down, she then looked at Hope and Ted and said, wait, I wrote it down because it was good. She said, there's not a word he said that wasn't true. And I was like, you better put that snap of approval on it as you ushered him away. So for that moment, Kate Roberts, Lauren Koslow, gets Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap. All right, and now it's time for...
Designer Days. Fashion.
Elegance. Designer Days.
All right, everyone. So this week, Designer Days spotlight is going to Miss Cassie DePaiva, Miss Eve Donovan. She's, I've been eyeing this jacket all week long. I think she's been wearing it for about a week. It's a houndstooth tweed jacket. Line is by IRO. This is a hefty price. This comes in at $591, but you can certainly find a comparable tweed jacket with a houndstooth pattern online for a lot cheaper. This one in particular's description is frayed edges, feathery embellishments, textured tweed jacket woven with a bold houndstooth pattern. So Cassie DePaiva, Miss Eve Donovan, you get this week's Designer Days.
Wait, did you say pattern?
Pattern.
It sounded like you said pattern.
Pattern.
Which I enjoyed more.
Pattern.
Well, now it's time for... Caption That.
All right, so this week's Caption That photo is of Tripp and his reaction to Jennifer clogging Jack over the head with what I guess was a laptop in a purse and not an empty purse, which I thought it was. But anyway, this week's caption goes to HBIRVH on Instagram, who didn't have a name on their account and only had the caption, "Your mom," on their profile. So whoever this is, congratulations on winning the caption that is, did you say White Castle?
Yum.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds so good right now.
All right.
That was this week's caption. There we go.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the end of our show. We had to end it very quickly because we have to have time for the Emmy Award winner, Kevin Spiritus, and Michael Slade to come in and talk about their show, After Forever. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Before we head out, Michael Mattis, let the folks know where they can stalk you.
You can find me on ML Mattis1 on Twitter and ML Mattis on the Instagram.
Say so aggressively now. So aggressive. So aggressive.
And you can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia and Insta Tami.Goveia.
And of course, you can find Lilo Me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. And you can find all of us on Dishin Days on our Facebook and Instagram or _Dishin Days on Twitter. The @ is always implied. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Guys.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or